Hi guys, Tiffany Arielle here again with another video in the Learn to Code series. So today the problem that we are basically going to be solving is, I'm just going to type it out as I talk to you. So basically in the first row, there is a pile of beepers and we don't know where that pile of beepers is. So we basically need to pick up all of the beepers in the pile. And then we're going to just say Karel should end in the last column facing east. So this is the problem that we're going to solve today. So again, I created a new world and the link will be down below. So this one is going to be piles1.world. And in our main function, what are we going to do? So actually, before we do that, let me just show you guys what the world looks like. So here I have it in column 5 and I have 4 beepers there. So that's all we're going to do. Now we don't know for sure that it's going to be in 5. It could be in 5, it could be in 2, it could be in 8, or there could be no pile. That's also a possibility. But we do know that there is at most one pile. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close this, right? So we need to find the pile. So we're going to do that. We don't know where it is. We're just going to pretend we have some magic function that finds the pile. Then we need to pick the beepers in the pile. And then we need to move to the end because we said that Karel has to end in the last column, right? So now let's do this one at a time. So we say, find the pile. How do I know when I've reached the pile? I know when I've reached the pile when there are beepers on my square. So I have an option. Front is clear, left is clear, right is clear, beepers present. Yes. So while no beepers present, move. So that would be the situation, right? I think that should actually work to find the pile. So then we said pick beepers, def pick beepers. This is the exact same as in the last problem, which, to be completely honest, the code that we wrote for the last problem in the last video would actually work in this case as well. This is just a simplification of that, which is that we only have one pile. In that case, we had however many number of piles. So we said while beepers present, pick beeper. Okay, and then we said def, we need to move to end. And then we'll just say while front is clear, move, right? So that's pretty much all we have here. So let's go ahead and try to run this. It doesn't look like we have any errors. This actually worked. Okay, so we checked for the case where there's only one pile. Now, what if there's no pile? So let's try a different world. Let's just try the regular 8x8 world. And let's run this. Ooh, program crashed. That's bad. Okay, let's close this, right? So what was the problem? I'm looking for the pile. I said, while no beepers present, move. Oh, so there were never any beepers. So I just literally kept moving forever. So you know what? All I'm going to do is just add another condition. So while there are no beepers and the front is clear, let's move. So let's run this again on our empty world. And cool, Karel just walked to the end. She didn't find a pile. She stopped. No problem. Now let's try it again on our original world just to make sure we didn't break anything. I don't know why I keep typing 2. And let's run. And this is still working. Cool. So now the second part of this is instead of just picking up the pile, what we want to do is we actually want to double the pile, right? So I am going to copy all of this and I'm going to come here and I'm going to paste it, right? So now we're doubling piles. So instead of picking up the beepers in a pile, we're going to double the number of beepers in the pile, and same applies. So in this case, instead of pick beepers, we're going to have a double beepers, right? Okay, so now what should I do? How do I change this function to double the number of beepers instead of just picking them up? So we said, okay, double the beepers means first I have to know how many were there in the first place. But when I first get to this square, I don't know how many are there. But I already know how to pick them up. So I can just kind of count as I go. So I can say count equals 0 because we always need to initialize our variables. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say every time I pick up a beeper, I'm just going to add 1 to my count. So this is the same thing. If you remember from before, this means the same thing as this. Okay, so this is literally just adding 1 to count. So once I've done that, right, I've counted how many beepers were there, but I said I need to double them. So that means I need to multiply by 2. So we have count times equals 2, which is the same thing as count equals count times 2. And this star just means multiplication. So once I know how many beepers I need to put down, how do I put them down? Now, it could be easy to just put down count, but remember, you picked up all of them. So if you just put down your original count, like without multiplying by 2, you'll just end up with the same thing, which is obviously not what you want. But we've already multiplied by 2. That's how many beepers we need. We learned a for loop in the past, so we just say for I in range, count, and this is the Python feature, then I'll put a beeper. Now, if I was not in Python, right, I may have something like this for int I equals 0, I less than count, I plus plus, or something like this, right? So basically, that's what this means. It means that, okay, we start at 0, we go up until we reach count, and we add 1 every single time, right? So that's pretty much what this means. So then we just put the beeper, and yeah, that should be that. Actually, I'm going to put this up here because that's better. And I think that is it. So let me try to run this one. Double pile, run program. And there were 4. And now there are 8. Perfect. Okay, so that is it for today's video. Again, as always, if you have any questions or suggestions, don't forget to comment them down below. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your friends. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.